the invisible presence of Christ, the Comforter, and the Spirit of Truth. We'll have an opening reading from John chapter 14, verses 16 and 17. And I will pray the Father, and he will give you another helper, that he may abide with you forever, the Spirit of Truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees him nor knows him. But you know him, for he dwells with you and will be in you. The concept of the Comforter, Spirit of Truth, or Holy Spirit, as presented in the Scriptures, has been a topic of deep theological exploration and discussion. One perspective suggests that the Comforter is none other than Christ himself, and this belief is connected with the idea of the invisible presence of Jesus. This study delves into this viewpoint, exploring the biblical passages that support the teaching that Jesus is the Comforter and how it is linked to the invisible presence of Christ. So this study begins with the words of Jesus in John chapter 14, verses 16 and 17, where he promises the arrival of another helper or comforter known as the Spirit of Truth. Jesus tells his disciples that this comforter would be with them to the age of ages. This verse is fundamental to the perspective that the Comforter is in fact Christ himself. According to this view, the Comforter who was dwelling with them at that moment was Jesus, and he would later be in them after his departure. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 7 to 13, the role of the invisible presence. Ephesians chapter 4 plays a critical role in understanding the invisible presence of Christ. It underlines the significance of Jesus' resurrection and ascension, which paved the way for his invisible presence. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17 refers to Jesus as the Lord, the Spirit, emphasizing his continuity of his presence even after his physical departure. This presence, however, operates in a different manner. It is no longer in the flesh, but in the Spirit. Jesus' departure had a profound implication. He could come to his disciples in spirit. This means he could enter their minds and hearts in a way that was not possible in the flesh. It was a transformational shift in the nature of his presence. Both the promise of the Comforter was not solely for the disciples at that moment. It extended to all those who would exercise faith in Jesus Christ in all ages. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Colossians chapter 1 verses 24 to 29 offers further insight into the invisible presence of Christ. The verse states that Christ is in you, the hope of glory. This expression emphasizes the indwelling of Christ within believers, which is central to the perspective of the Comforter being an invisible presence. Christ's presence transcends time and space, reaching every believer across generations. Implications for the Church. This viewpoint holds significant implications for the concept of the true Church. Those who believe in the invisible presence of Christ understand that Christ's presence as the Comforter and Spirit of Truth is not limited to a particular period or location. It extends to all who accept him, irrespective of when or where they were born. This understanding highlights the timeless and universal nature of Christ's presence. The belief that the Comforter, Spirit of Truth or Holy Spirit, is in reality Christ himself contributes to the understanding of his invisible presence, is promised to dwell within believers, transcending time and space, demonstrates the profound impact of his presence throughout history. This perspective adds depth to our comprehension of Christ's ongoing influence in the lives of his followers, making his presence truly invisible but ever present, the hope of glory for all who believe.